we good? Also, here's my shirt. Boom. It's Christmas, baby. I love it. All right, everybody. I'm gonna turn everybody. Nice chest. Oh man. This is funny. All right, everybody. Well, good evening. Happy holidays, a little bit early. My name is Valerie. I am the artistic director for Chaos Theater Collective, and tonight we have a very special treat for you. Tonight is our annual Hallmark Parody. Laurel Brierly, who has been a regular with us for the last 3 years, has written and directed an original Hallmark-esque parody piece for us since 2020. Each year has been brilliant. The first year was making fun of like a Christmas town. The second year was we made fun of Die Hard, which was great and excellent. And this year our parody is called A Christmas Landing, and it has everything. It's got romance, it's got comedy, and it's got aliens. So we're all covered. Couple little things. So obviously, thank you to Laurel for writing and directing. She is a star. If you do not know who she is, she's amazing. Please check out her work. I can just rave about Laurel forever. Thank you to the cast and team, as always. Thank you to the audience for watching. And if you are interested in watching our final thing that we're doing for 2022, and Lord knows we have done well over 60 projects, our final reading of the year is going to be the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That will be on Thursday, the 15th, not the 14th, the 15th. So Thursday the 15th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check us out. And that's all I gotta say. So happy holidays and enjoy Christmas Landing, a Hallmark parody. Kealoha, your mic is not working. It's live theater, baby. No, we still can't hear you. How about we pause it and then we'll let Kealoha do his thing.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. We can hear you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take
Let's
two.
start again. Scene 1, exterior, the sky, night. We find ourselves floating above the small, generically North American town of Christmas Landing. But generic though it may be, it's everything you'd expect and could ever hope for in terms of made-for-TV bucolism. It sits in a valley, surrounded by snow-covered hills, with mountains in the distance. There are ambiguously denominational steeples peeking above evenly spaced, clean and well-kept buildings and homes, some of which have sweet spirals of chimney smoke floating up into the sky. Nary a sign of hard times or despair in sight. But looks can be deceiving. As we descend from our lofty vantage point, we see a town square trying desperately to look festive and well-decorated. But something just isn't right. Sure, there are wreaths and colorful lights, children singing carols on street corners, shoppers rushing hither and thither with bags and boxes. But there is a distinct lack of smiles, even on the singing children, which is creepy, and a palpable sense of worry. Change feels imminent, and traditional Christmas Landing residents worry as they watch their children absorb big city messages about diversity and inclusion that Christmas is becoming unrecognizable. And what will happen to Christmas Landing if Christmas itself is hijacked by the modern world? As we begin to ask ourselves how this small town seems at first glance to not be financially ruined by the death of the coal industry or victimized by the opioid epidemic, we're given our answer in the form of a beautiful, ornately decorated storefront adjacent to a humble but bustling factory. The sign above the door reads, Pepper's Paper. Cut to Scene 2, interior, Pepper's Paper, night. As we enter the shop, we find full shelves but empty aisles. By the register, Clover Mint nervously pores over spreadsheets, while her best friend Lottie chews gum and flips through a catalog. Clover's parents, Peppermint and Slim Mint, enter from the back wearing hats and coats, having just come from the factory.
Sweetheart, put those papers away and finish closing up. It's time to get home and have some dinner. You gotta come home and have some dinner, honey.
I'm almost done, Mom. Just trying to make sense of these orders.
Are you coming over for dinner, Lottie?
Yeah, I have a date to get ready for.
Oh, that's nice.
Clover, do you have a date to get ready for?
But I do have these orders to figure out.
Oh, sweetheart, leave them. They'll make sense tomorrow.
Mom, they won't just magically make sense tomorrow. If they did, maybe we wouldn't be in this situation.
Now, Clover, that's enough. Now, is happy about needing to sell the factory, but here we are. Those orders aren't going to be enough to save the factory and the town, so let's just leave them for now and get home.
We'll see you at home, sweetheart. Good night, Lottie.
Good night, Mrs. M.
Slim puts his arm around Pepper and leads her to the door. Lottie puts on her coat, picks up her purse, and crosses to Clover.
Your dad's right, Clover. We've done everything we can to save this place. I know it's hard, but we'll be okay.
I know. It's just no use. Honestly, it's a miracle that a paper factory that only manufactures and sells paper dolls has been able to carry the economy of this town for so long.
Well, everyone loves paper dolls.
I know. I mean, everyone loves paper dolls. So what's happened? Why did people stop buying them?
You know how it is. People can just download their paper doll patterns and print them at home these days. The world doesn't need us anymore.
I don't believe that. It just can't be true.
Well, I mean, you don't have to like it, but it's true. It's like when someone someone you voted for loses an election. Whether you like it or not, it's true.
What?
Nothing.
I just still think we could do something.
Well, whatever you do, make sure you get some rest. This is going to be a busy week with the buyers coming to town. Are you sure you don't want to come out with me?
No, I'm gonna look over these one more time and then head home.
Okay, but just one more time and then home.
Okay. It's worth a try, I guess. Oh. Is that a shooting star? Huh. I wish I could save Christmas Landing.
Cut to scene 3, interior of the big city night. We follow a man's shoes as he walks down the hallway of an upscale business office. The camera pans up and we see Nick Pine as he turns to a receptionist of the large office door he's approaching.
She's expecting me.
He pushes his way through the doorway and crosses to a large desk in an otherwise sparsely decorated office where Pippa sits on the phone.
Yes, darling, of course. Paris for New York. Talk soon. Okay, bye-bye. Oh, I can't stand my mother.
Paris for New Year's.
Might as well. It's my money. Talk to me. You're off to that holiday town?
They're leaving tonight. Looks like an easy acquisition. They're desperate to sell, but I imagine they'll ask for certain assurances.
Like,
Well, they were the most successful paper doll manufacturers in the world for over a century, and
you know, I love paper dolls.
I know everyone loves paper dolls, but they're just not selling like they used to. With their infrastructure and access to resources, it'll be easy to reposition the factory toward greeting card production and turn Christmas Landing into the holiday-themed tourist attraction that the name suggests.
Now that's where the money is. Traveling. Families with deep pockets.
Exactly. But the whole town was dependent on the paper doll operations. I think the Mints will have some requests to ensure job security and stability for the town.
So what? Listen, Nick, make whatever promises you need to, and then once the papers are signed, we'll change whatever needs to be changed. That place is stuck in another time, a backwards time. We need to create a town that sells, unless you have a problem with that. I could always send that Wilson from down the hall instead.
No, I can handle it.
Good. That's what I like to hear. You better get moving. You'll miss your flight. Oh, Nick. Merry Christmas. Make me proud.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
Nick leaves. He rides the elevator down to the lobby and gets into the waiting car. Looking at the city's sidewalks as he drives, he thinks about the job ahead of him and how, again, he'll be working over the holidays. Glancing at the sky, he sees a shooting star over the towering skyscrapers.
Look at that. Well, here goes nothing. I wish for a Merry Christmas.
We follow Nick's gaze to that shooting star and begin to rise towards it, past the city's skyscrapers, clouds, and even out of the atmosphere, towards the moving light in the sky. As we get closer, we begin to see that it's not a star at all, but is in fact a spacecraft of some kind, flying towards Earth. Cut to scene 4, interior, the spaceship night.
Command, come in. This is Skagnorg, making my final approach to Earth.
Skagnorg, we read you. You're making your descent?
I am. I'm passing into their atmosphere now. My reconnaissance suggests that a rural landing will be strategically superior to an urban one. We'll occupy less populated areas first. Then, when the natives try to evacuate the cities, there will be nowhere for them to go.
Yes. This has proven to be successful in past invasions. Your scouting has been invaluable. The rest of the landing party will join you shortly. We're transmitting our estimated time of arrival now.
Yes, I've received it. Interesting. It seems as though the invasion will coincide with a holiday called Christmas.
Do all natives of Earth celebrate this Christmas?
Enough that they will be distracted. In fact, I believe they have previously used this holiday as a distraction to attack each other, or to take a break from fighting, to play a kicking game. I can't remember which was, though. There are many.
Will their warlike nature be a complication?
It is doubtful. We are a superior force.
Very well. Land your craft in the rural area of your choosing, and continue to monitor the natives. We will join you shortly to execute the invasion and incorporate the planet. It's time this world embraced the interstellar future and became useful to those of us who do the important work in the galaxy.
Agreed. I will notify you of any changes. End transmission.
Skagnorg presses a few buttons on their control panel, and the ship pitches downward. They fly lower over the landscape, searching for an area that is moderately populated but remote, so that the humans can be monitored from afar, but we will be less likely to notice an alien in their midst. They see a town nestled between snowy hills, with steeples and happily smoking chimneys reaching above the rooftops, and they smile, in whatever way an alien smiles. It's perfect. But as they maneuver to land, something goes wrong. A flock of geese has decided to fly south at exactly that moment, and to avoid sucking them into the space engine, Skagnorg banks hard to the right. Warning lights and sirens go off, and Skagnorg panics awkwardly, like an alien, and realizes they have to make an emergency landing. They frantically press buttons and pull on controls, but our viewpoint moves back outside the ship, and we watch it fall below us towards the outskirts of town, where it makes an uncomfortable but survivable-looking landing in an enormous snowdrift. Silence. Cut to Scene 5, Interior, the Mint family home, day. The next morning, the Mints are preparing for the day. Pepper heaps pancakes onto plates, while Slim reads a newspaper. Clover scrolls on her phone.
Clover, eat something before you go to the airport. It's going to be a busy day.
It's okay, Mom. I'll just have some coffee. I don't really have an appetite.
Clover, we know you aren't happy about having to sell the company, but there's nothing we can do.
That's true. There isn't anything we can do now.
What do you mean now?
Maybe let's not have this conversation again.
You know what I mean, Dad. I tried for years to bring the paper dolls back into the 21st century, and you pushed back at every turn. I wanted to create a paper doll app. You said it was too newfangled. I want to start a paper doll company of the month subscription service, but no. Every time I tried to suggest a way to save this company, you wouldn't let me.
We didn't need any of those things. They're too new. They're too different. They're not us.
But they could have been. We wouldn't be here.
Clover, you can't blame your mom. It's not built for change. She inherited this company from her mother, and she wanted to keep it the same to honor her.
And how did that work out? I'm gonna go pick up the buyer from the airport, and we'll meet you at the factory for the tour. Tell Mom thanks for the coffee.
Clover leaves and climbs into her pickup truck in the driveway. She feels bad. She knows her mom tried her best, but Clover can't overlook the fact that her mom's fear about the future held her family's company and the town in the past. Looking at herself in the rearview mirror, she takes a deep breath and braces herself for the day, pushing away her sadness and heading to the airport to retrieve whatever Pine Industries sent to oversee the sale. Cut to Scene 6, exterior, Christmas Landing Airport, day. Clover arrives in her truck just as Nick is leaving the tiny terminal, pulling his carry-on behind him. But not knowing who exactly she's looking for, she doesn't notice him among the handful of passengers who are also looking for their rides.
How am I supposed to know who he is? Okay. Look for the weirdest looking person and assume that they're the city slicker.
Just then, someone catches her eye. From around the side of the building, a figure emerges, stumbling slightly and definitely wearing clothes unlike anything Clover has ever seen before. They seem disoriented and lost, as though they've maybe just survived an interplanetary crash and aren't doing super well.
Ah, there we go. That must be him. Hey, hello there. Are you the one I'm here for?
I do not know what you mean.
Sounds like one too many Bloody Marys on the red eye, huh? Are you with the group that's coming to take over? Like,
Yes. Yes, I am. How do you know?
well, come on, get in. You must be freezing out there. We've got a tour and some hot cider waiting for you at the factory. So.
Skagnorg is confused, but also pretty disorientated from the crash. They reach to open the door, revealing their four-fingered hands.
Interesting mittens, friend. Did you get those from the city or something?
What is a mittens, friend?
You probably have some other word for it or something, right? Huh? Sorry. Okay, well, come on in, hop in. Let's get going.
Skagnorg opens the door and pulls himself into the truck's passenger seat.
Buckle up.
Buckle.
Yes, the seatbelt. So you don't get hurt if we crash. Yeah.
I do not want to crash.
Oh, okay. No, no need to worry. It's a very safe town. Just buckle your seatbelt just in case.
Yes, in case.
So you don't get out of the city much, huh? Do you? I bet this place is a new experience for you.
Each world is a different experience, but all are also the same.
Huh. Okay. That's sort of profound, I guess. Well, I know the town is glad that people like you will be coming in. They're excited for the takeover. Mm-hmm.
They are excited to be taken over.
Of course. It means steady work, income, hopefully some prosperity.
There will be plenty of work for your people, and prosperity for my people. But what is income?
Income, money.
Ah, the earth measure of worth. No, there will no longer be money.
What? What do you mean? Is that some kind of communist talk? Because I can promise you that will not fly here.
What is communism?
You guys probably have a different word for that too. City folk sure do talk funny.
English is my 67th language.
Maybe let's just quietly take in the town, right? Until we get there.
Yes, the town.
Both entirely confused, they ride on in silence. Meanwhile, back at the airport, Nick awaits his ride.
Not the best first impression to forget to pick up the new boss. No signal. How am I supposed to call an Uber? Have these people never heard of Wi-Fi?
He looks around for someone to ask for and notices a taxi stand nearby.
That will have to do.
As he walks carefully over the ice in his nonsensical business shoes, he opens a voice memo on his phone and hits record.
Notes for the transition. New cell towers, universal Wi-Fi for the tourist areas, including the airport. Taxi!
Cut to scene 7. Interior, Pepper's Paper Day. Back at the factory store, Pepper, Slim, and Lottie are nervously making final touches to the storefront and displays before the buyers arrive.
I mean, does it really matter what the store looks like? Haven't they already agreed to buy?
Well, yes, we're signing on the first of the year, but we're hoping to persuade them to keep as much as possible the same after we retire.
Lottie, can you put a few more paper lanterns out in the window?
Sure, Mrs. M.
Even if they change things around here, it'll be all right. The important thing is we're making sure everyone still has their jobs.
I know. It's just so sad to see this come to an end. This was our whole world.
Well, not just ours, the whole town's. And you're doing the bravest, most responsible thing we can at this point, stepping down so others can go on.
I just wish I didn't feel like I let Clover down. She's right that I was too scared to change too much.
What's done is done.
They hear the bell over the door ring as Clover and Skagnorg enter.
Oh, hello. Welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Mom, Dad, Lottie, this is... Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe how rude of that is. I didn't get your name.
What is your name there, pal?
I am designated Skagnorg of Citalapram Prime. I am the advanced scout for the arrival of my race.
Already with the racial stuff. Mm-hmm.
Well, settle down. He's our guest.
We were just talking or discussing the big city folk talk, that we talk so different on our drive back a second.
Yep. Hiya, Skag. I'm Lottie. I work here. But my folks on the bed and breakfast you'll be staying in. They've gone all to make sure you'll be comfortable. But they wanted to know if you'll be staying for Christmas morning. They have a special holiday feast planned.
Yes, I will be staying. I will stay until the subjugation is complete.
Cool. I'll let them know. Come on over and get settled after you get your introductions done. Here.
Lottie turns to give Clover a WTF look before heading out to let her parents know the visitor has arrived. As she leaves, she walks out past the new arrival. Nick's taxi from the airport has just dropped him off.
Hi, good morning. I'm looking for the mints. I was expecting a ride from the airport, but I managed to find transportation.
Well, can we help you, sir?
I'm Nick Pine from Pine Industries. We're your buyers for your failing business, which I presume this is.
Mr. Skagnorg, we thought you were here for the sale. Didn't you say you were part of the takeover?
Yes, my people will arrive in a few days to begin.
What is this? You brought in another buyer after our talks?
Well, trust us. We're as
Mr. Skagnorg, Mr. Pine, would you just excuse me, my parents, for just a moment?
Clover brings her parents aside while Nick stares at Skagnorg intimidatingly, and Skagnorg blankly looks back at him unfazed. Their stares throughout the mince aside.
Mom, Dad, if this is a second interested buyer, maybe we can play them against each other.
What do you mean?
If Pine Industries wants this factory and the town for their Christmas attractions, we can use Skagnorg to drive up the price. The town still gets saved, but you can be in even better shape for retiring.
Boy, you think we could pull that off?
Listen, I've certainly never made any big city deals before, but how hard can it be? we can lead them both on, let them talk to each other and then their bosses, and we'll come out better than we thought. I think we can do it.
Well, you'd better call Lottie and let her know to have her parents get another suite ready at the B&B.
I'll take care of that. Clover, you lay on the charm.
Slim goes into their office to call Lottie, while Clover and Pepper, smiling as wide as can be, turn back to their smoldering guests.
Okay. Nick, Skag, so sorry to spring this on you, but you're right. We've got 2 interested parties here, and the next few days will give us a better idea of just who we want to sell this business to. You know, who will be the best fit for the town moving forward. I mean, who makes us the most financially comfortable moving forward. So I imagine that being big time business men from big time businesses, you're not afraid of a bit of a challenge like this, right?
Nick immediately switches gears to meet the challenge. Skagnorg does not.
Afraid? I'm not afraid of anything. Always happy to face a challenge head on.
None of this matters. We will destroy you.
Oh, this is some smack talk, huh? Bring it on, my friend.
Nick crosses to Skagnorg, slapping them on the back. Skagnorg slaps him on the back in return, sending him flying into the nearest display of paper doll castles.
Oops. Don't worry about the mess. Let's get you both settled over at Lottie's, and then we'll take a tour of the factory this afternoon.
Picking himself off the floor, Nick laughs off the assault. Clover invites them both to follow her out the door and to the B&B. She looks back as her mother gives her a huge thumbs up and mouths, "Good job." Excitedly, she smiles back before leading the others out the door. Cut to Scene 8, Interior, Lottie's bed and breakfast day. Clover brings Skagnorg and Nick into the bed and breakfast where they'll be staying, just as Lottie finishes rushing to get a second room together for the surprise buyer. The lobby is exactly what these B&Bs always are. Homey, warm, welcoming, and since it's Christmas, covered in wreaths, bunting, red ribbons, and ornaments. Off the lobby is a salon where a few guests sit by a roaring fire, and a beautifully decorated Christmas tree stands in a corner with dozens of presents at its base. What's with presents like this in these movies? Are they for someone? Are they empty wrapped boxes? They draw just enough focus to distract the viewer into asking these questions as the camera pans around the festive space.
Welcome, everyone. Your rooms are ready for you. Clover, can I show Nick to the Prancer Suite? And Skagnorg. Pronounce that right? Okay. You can come with me. You'll be in the Rudolph Suite.
Sure, right this way.
Lottie and Clover lead their charges to the respective rooms. First, we follow Lottie and Skagnorg.
Here we are. I hope you're comfortable here.
This is a room to stay in?
Yep, one of our nicest. For the folks saving the town. Well, one of the options, I guess.
We are not saving the town.
Oh, don't be modest. People here have been worried about their jobs for a couple of years since the paper doll revenue has been dropping. Your arrival is a comfort to a lot of people.
Ah, yes. I have heard of cults like this who worship those who come from other worlds. We will not treat anyone with preference when the rest of my people arrive. All will bow, regardless of enthusiasm.
We're mostly Christian. I don't know if that's cult where you're from.
Skagnorg picks up a pillow mint.
What is this?
Oh, that's a mint on your pillow. We think it's a sweet gesture, maybe a holdover from a simpler time, but we like it.
It is food?
Yep, go ahead, try it.
This is amazing.
Oh, good.
This product is common here.
Sure, you can get them pretty much anywhere. You can put them on your pillow every day.
You just give them to your guests every day.
Sure. Wow, I guess you don't stay in a lot of places that give you that personal touch, huh?
I have never been given a gift before.
What? Like ever? Oh, bless your heart. Wait, what?
I am grateful to you and your people.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead and get settled. And if you need anything, you can call the front desk.
Thank you, Lottie.
Sure thing, Skagnorg. Make yourself at home.
Next, we follow Clover and Nick as they enter an almost identical room.
Okay, so the Petersen suite. Here we are.
Reindeer theme, huh?
Winning Christmas landing, right?
I like it. That's something we won't have to change.
Do you plan on changing a lot here?
Well, we'll have to bring in some modern conveniences. For instance, I haven't had cell service since I landed.
Oh yeah, well we don't have much use for cell phones. Landlines work just fine for us. Plus, it's a small town, so we usually know where to find each other.
Well, if you're bringing visitors here from other places, they'll have certain expectations of being able to stay in touch with the outside world.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I had some ideas like that myself a few years ago, but my mom didn't think they were a good fit.
Really? Like what?
I don't know. A paper doll app, a subscription service, partnering with designs to come up with fashion options. But we never got those plans off the ground.
Well, those are actually really good ideas. If you'd gotten those moving, you probably would have been able to keep the business growing.
Well, we didn't, so.
Nick can tell he's hit a nerve.
I'm sorry, Clover. I can see you've tried to keep this place afloat.
I'll let you get settled and then you can head back to the factory for a tour, right? You remember your way back?
Sure, I'll find my way.
Great. See you soon.
Clover leaves and Nick looks around his picture-perfect room. There's a fluffy, comfortable-looking four-post bed, a fire in the fireplace, and a big window with views of the nearby mountains, framed by lush drapes. Nick, overwhelmed by the Americana, takes a closer look around. In Skagnorg's room, he's looking around as well. But for them, this is an alien scene. They take out their communicator and push a few buttons.
Outgoing message for command. This is Skagnorg.
Nick takes out his cell phone and opens his voice memos again. We jump between the two as they explore their surroundings.
My ship crashed near a mountain town. and I've been welcomed by the natives. I am disoriented from the crash, but I find myself in an inn of some kind.
Note for transition. Local B&B has appropriate color and vibe for new operation. Recommend expanding and commercializing. Oh, quaint. They have pillow mints.
They have these magical things they call pillow mints. These do not seem to be stuffed with pillows, but are sweet morsels that have a cooling effect on the palate. Quite refreshing.
The overhead on the bedding will be insane if we uphold this quality. These quilts look handmade. The thread count on the sheets is definitely higher than I expected. Impressive.
Their sleeping pods are soft, fluffy. Soft and fluffy. Wow.
No TVs in the rooms. That'll have to change, but the view from the window is spectacular. I'll have to remember to see how the skyscape looks at night. We'll have to figure out how to preserve the night sky even after we bring in the nightlife.
Soft, fluffy, warm.
Now that there's competition in the buying field, I'll have to put on a little extra charm. Mom said to say whatever I need to get the deal and then back out later, but I don't know if I can do that.
Warm.
These are good people, simple, but honest. But I need to get this acquisition.
Need to preserve. Soft, fluffy, warm.
Nick closes his memos and begins to change and freshen up for the tour. Skagnorg drools into their pillow. Cut to scene 9, interior, factory day. An hour later, Nick and Clover wait with Pepper and Slim by the factory entrance. Lottie arrives with Skagnorg for the tour.
Found Skagnorg. Seems our little buddy here needed some shut-eye.
Skagnorg is barely awake.
Are you all right, Mr. Skagnorg? We'll do the tour and then make sure we get you a nice meal, okay?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, folks, welcome. The factory has been the backbone of this town for generations.
And to clarify, this has been possible because of people's love for dolls made of paper.
Yes, everyone loves paper dolls.
Okay.
You've been able to thrive without diversifying?
Until recently, yes.
Did you make attempts to expand your business into other areas to counteract technology's advances?
Well, we discussed it.
It really doesn't matter, does it? You're not buying the business to keep creating paper dolls, right? You want to reorient the company towards greeting cards, and incorporate the town and creating a tourist attraction.
Those are our current plans, yes.
Then let's leave the past in the past and focus on what you're looking for.
Well, it might be nice to see some things held over from the current operation.
Yeah, we thought you might feel that way.
Why don't we talk as we walk? Slim, lead the way. Slim is our factory manager. Has been since we were in our 20s. We met when my mother hired him to oversee the operation.
I love that story.
Lead the way, Dad.
Slim opens a huge double door, revealing a shockingly bustling factory. Workers rush between steaming machines. Presses cut out patterns. Printers put colorful designs on cutouts, and paper dolls are turned out by the pile. They enter the scene, walking slowly and trying to stay out of the way. Cheerful workers yell greetings to the mints, who smile and wave back.
This is impressive. You always work at this pace?
We find that the employees are happier when they're busy. We're paying them regardless of where our sales are. So for the last several months, we've been donating our products to hospitals and orphanages around the country.
Wait, what? You've been giving your product away for free?
It felt like the right thing to do.
Nick glances at Clover, who has been pulled into a cheerful conversation with a worker nearby. Skagnorg has quietly purloined some gum from Lottie and is slowly indulging in it.
Slim, what do you think about these giveaways?
Well, I've always been one for giving to the needy, or those who deserve it, or those who just need a hand, or those who are kind.
What about your profits? Okay, you're wasting perfectly good product when you could be saving your materials for those who are buying.
It isn't always about profits, young man. You see, that's the thing about you city folk. You're always trying to see what you can get out of things. You never think about other people.
My people always think about other people's and how we can welcome them into our empire.
Oh, that's nice.
Mrs. Mint, there's no need for condescension. It's simply abundantly clear why your business is in need of saving. People stopped buying, and instead of finding a product they would pay for, you started stealing your own materials to feed your own sense of goodwill.
Nick, maybe let's...
The only person responsible for the position in which you find yourself is you. Mr. Mint, is there more to see?
No. This is the operation.
Well, it's extensive, which is promising. What's behind that set of doors?
What set of doors?
The set of doors there, the ones that say, keep out, secret factory?
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
No. Nothing at all. Just an abandoned wing of the factory that Pepper's paper no longer uses.
Is there infrastructure there? Machinery? Supplies?
Is that where you keep your planetary defense systems?
No, nothing at all. Everything relevant is out here.
I think we need a change of venues to cool down a bit, right, guys? Okay, how about we get some lunch, and maybe you gentlemen would like to design your own paper dolls? We thought that might be a fun activity.
Fine. But I'll need to find a cell signal to check in with my office before long.
What is lunch?
What do y'all call midday meal in your city?
Schlürfener.
That's a little German.
I'll go make sure the food is ready. Excuse me.
Pepper leaves and Slim, Lottie, and Skagnorg follow her out. Clover stops Nick.
Hey, I need you to watch how you speak to my mother.
Said yourself. She didn't want to change. She got herself here.
So what? I mean, she's stubborn and old-fashioned and scared. Who isn't? That doesn't give you the right to call her out or make her feel small. We get it. You're very important and very urban. You're being rude, okay? And I don't think we want to sell to someone with manners like that.
Nick, realizing his deal might be in jeopardy, jumps back.
You're right. I apologize. I'll apologize to her.
See that you do.
Clover leaves and Nick watches her go. Most of the women he's used to working with are sharp and uncaring, but there's a softness to Clover that intrigues him. She's smart and savvy, but she cares about the people in her life. Not that it matters what he thinks. Once the sale happens, he'll probably never set foot in Christmas Landing again. Still, he wants to know more about her and her ideas for the company. It might be worth asking her to dinner. They all adjourn to Lottie's bed and breakfast for a lunch of sandwiches, which Skagnorg consumes in its entirety the way that the coneheads inhale food. You remember the coneheads and how they inhale food, right? Cut to scene 10, interior, Pepper's paper store, day. After lunch, the Mince, Nick, and Skagnorg return to the store. Lottie has run to the corner store to get snacks for everyone who didn't get to eat what Skagnorg inhaled. Here, they're able to take a moment to sit and absorb the day so far. For Pepper and Slim, this has been challenging. They know they're making the right decision now, but are plagued by guilt for not adapting to the changing times sooner. For Clover, she's seen this coming for a long time and has been helpless to do anything but watch, but she also feels for her parents. For Skagnorg, he probably has an alien concussion. And Nick is desperate to get this deal settled, make his mother proud, and get out of the small town. But he also wants to spend more time getting to know Clover. We join Skagnorg and Nick at a table Clover has set up for them, with iPads that have an app she created for paper towel design.
So, this is what I was talking about. You can use this software to design your own paper dolls and then send them to print, and they'll be ready in just a few minutes.
How long has this been available to your customers?
It's not, but it never moved past the conceptual phase. It's fine. I'll let you two get creative and give you some time alone.
Clover joins her parents in their office, leaving Skagnorg and Nick to themselves.
Well, friend, I guess it's just us. Can you believe they didn't incorporate an activity like this into their sales experience? Might have helped them turn stuff around.
Do you have more potato chips?
What do you think of Clover?
Which one is Clover? Is Clover a potato chip?
Yeah, she's something, all right. I think if her parents had given her the reins, she would have saved this whole town. And she's wasted here. Her parents are nice enough and clearly care about their employees, but she could really go places if they let her run this place.
There will be nowhere for any of you to go when you run from this place.
Or what?
Do you have more chicken salad?
No. So what does your build your own doll look like?
The end of time.
Cool talk.
They continue quietly. It only takes a few minutes to master the software, but as Nick begins to design his paper doll, he's surprised to find himself overwhelmed by nostalgia, by the magic of paper dolls. He lets himself be swept away as he chooses poses, clothes, accessories, and hair and eye color. He starts to remember that, like every single person, he loves paper dolls. Meanwhile, Clover joins her parents, who are sitting in their humble store office.
Well, I set them up to make their own paper dolls. Maybe it'll remind them how much they love paper dolls, and maybe they'll want to keep some of the doll business intact.
I don't know, Clover. I still think that technology doesn't fit with paper dolls.
No, Mom, but I don't want to see your legacy disappear. This could persuade them to see a way to keep making paper dolls.
Well, it can't hurt, Pepper.
I guess it could work, but I think we need to try a little harder. I mean, the normal one does seem to like your ideas, Clover. We probably should have tried them sooner. I'm sorry I didn't listen.
It's okay, Mom. This is a really hard day. I can't believe it's really not going to be our company anymore. I should go see how they're doing.
Lottie is entering as Clover goes back to the store from the office. She sneakily hands Clover a can of Pringles, trying to not let Skagnorg see more food.
Apparently my mother is sorry. She didn't let me use my ideas sooner.
Well, that sounds like a breakthrough. Are Tweedledee, or how are Tweedledee and Tweedleweird doing?
Let's go see.
The ladies rejoin Nick and Skagnorg.
Isn't this so fun? Did you make your own designs? Skagnorg, what did you make?
Skagnorg holds up an iPad featuring an amorphous blob of deep blues, purples, and black.
Ah. Wait, what? What is that?
It is my mother.
Oh, sure. Yes, okay, great.
Bless your heart. We're working through some stuff for you today, huh, Skag?
Nick, did you also make your mom?
Nick pauses. He didn't realize it while designing, but he did create his mom.
Nick, are you okay? Let me see.
He shows them a beautiful young businesswoman, smiling and carrying a baby.
She looks lovely, Nick. That's really sweet.
Thank you. She was lovely.
Oh my God, Nick, I'm sorry. Is she no longer with us?
Oh, she is.
Right, I thought so. She runs Pine Industries.
Yeah, but not when she was like this. Here, she was just my mom.
This is incredibly awkward, and Lottie and Clover don't quite know how they've ended up with these dysfunctional characters.
You know, Nick, this kind of a emotional reaction is what we're really going to miss around here. The sentimentality that paper dolls can inspire.
It would be a shame to shut down that part of the business down completely.
Yes, well, perhaps we should revisit this later, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, you're going to join us tonight, right, though? For the Chestnut Festival? The whole company and the whole town will be there. They're eager to meet you.
Yes, of course, Clover. And thank you for your time today.
Clover watches Nick leave, struck by this display of emotion and sentimentality, but afraid they may have overplayed their hand. Maybe this city guy has more to him than she thought.
Are there more pickles?
Cut to scene 11. Exterior Chestnut Festival night. After his embarrassing emotional display, Nick retires to the B&B, blaming his emotional outburst on jet lag. Skagnorg, realizing the soft fluffiness was again available to him, also returned to the inn, leaving the Mints and Lottie to operate as normal, prepare some last orders to ship, and then get ready for the Chestnut Festival. The annual Chestnut Festival is a mainstay in Christmas Landing and is eagerly anticipated by the townspeople. A huge bonfire is built in the town square each year, featuring an effigy of Krampus that the people excitedly burn while listening to carols, roasting chestnuts, and drinking warm cider, mulled wine, and hot cocoa. They go crazy for this shit. The Mints traditionally work the event, handing out warm drinks and stoking the fire. This is where we find them, all smiles and mingling with their neighbors. Lottie arrives coming home from the bed and breakfast, bringing a refreshed Nick and Skagnorg with her.
Ah, there you all are. Oh, we've been waiting for you. Welcome to the annual Christmas Landing Chestnut Festival.
Well, thank you. I mean, it certainly is something.
You are burning a man.
Oh, that's the Krampus effigy. Just a little fun for the kids and an excuse for a bonfire.
Pepper hands Nick and Skagnorg each a cup of steaming mulled wine.
Legend has it that just as this town was first settled, Santa and Krampus fought a huge battle right here on this spot.
Oh?
Yes, they fired magical snowballs at each other and set most of the surrounding hillsides ablaze in their fight for who controls Christmas. But then Santa's ally, Jesus, showed up and they vanquished Krampus to the underworld. And this mulled wine is an old family recipe. We make it every year. Enjoy.
Nick tastes the wine. It is delicious. He takes a moment to look around and absorb the scene. Everyone certainly seems happy, even with the turmoil of the factory's future. Maybe this is what Christmas does for people. Gives them a break for their worries for tradition and affection. Skagnorg also takes their wine.
Whoa, fuck. What is this?
Mulled wine. It's wine with spices added.
What is wine?
All right, now I know you're pulling my leg. Come on, old Skag. Help us hand out these drinks. Nick, why don't you give them a hand stoking the fire?
Lottie takes Nick to help with the bonfire and introduce him to some townsfolk. Skagnorg has finished their wine and is taking a second. We are watching their personality transform.
So, Skagnorg, where are you from? Where did you grow up?
What did you say this stuff is?
The wine?
Man, this stuff is crazy. Is there a lot of this here?
In town?
No, like on Earth. Do you have more?
Yeah. Maybe you call it something else where you're from? Alcohol from grapes.
We don't have anything like this where I'm from.
Skagnorg takes a third and fourth drink and pounds them.
What? You might want to slow down there, pal. You'll be drunker than a skunk.
What?
The mints go back to ignoring Skagnorg's weirdness and tending to the thirsty townsfolk. Meanwhile, Lottie and Nick are snapping sticks to add to the fire.
Yeah, this is pretty fun. Everyone seems so happy. The fire is roaring.
Oh, good thing we snagged this job. Everyone here is going to freeze in that flimsy coat.
Oh, it was my dad's. It doesn't really get this cold in the city, so I'm not used to dressing for it.
Maybe tomorrow Clover can go with you to buy something heavier.
Yeah, but would her boyfriend mind if she went with me?
I knew it. You like her. Jeez, what meet cute. Coming to buy her family business.
I don't know. I do like her, but this town has me feeling out of sorts.
In a good way?
Maybe. Definitely in a way I haven't felt in a long time.
He takes out his voice memo app.
No for transition. Keep the chestnut bonfire tradition.
What else do you plan to keep? You're going to keep the factory open, right?
Yes, but my mother wants to transition to a card-based operation, so the paper dolls will have to go.
Oh, that's too bad.
No, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter if I like Clover because she'll hate me when we don't adopt her amazing paper doll technology.
You might be surprised. She's used to people thinking that technology is useless. I bet she appreciates your perspective.
You think so?
I do. What do you say we go get ourselves some more wine before Skagnorg drinks the town dry?
What is the deal with Skagnorg? I mean, I've seen it happen before, but the mints don't seem like the type to two-time a buyer.
Your guess is as good as mine. They just showed up. It's like they fell out of the sky or something. But I hear they are very serious about business things.
Yeah, they are.
He glanced back towards where the mints are more defiantly watching a completely drunk Skagnorg dance atop the cider table, waving their scarf above their head, singing nonsense syllables along with the caroling children nearby. Clover catches Lottie and Nick watching and flashes a tentative smile and a big thumbs up.
Mm-hmm. Totally serious.
Nick and Clover laugh together from across the square. It'd be cute, except for the undulating alien. Cut to scene 12, interior, Pepper's Paper Day. Early the next day, Lottie and Clover find themselves alone in the shop. Well, mostly. Skagnorg is passed out across the front counter, having obviously overindulged and not made it back to their soft, fluffy bed. They're snoring loudly under the ensuing dialogue.
I can't believe you told Nick I'd take him shopping. That's so awkward.
Oh, get over it. He likes you. And I know you think he's interesting.
He's not my type.
Why? Because he's not paper? Clover, live a little. Everything is about to change. It's a chance for you to step up out from the shadow of this place.
Maybe I like the shadow.
The umbrella is closing, my dear, whether you like it or not. Just go find him a coat. That is all.
Nick enters from the street and smiles at Clover. She smiles back, but the mood is interrupted by...
Oh my God, my head.
Skagnorg has bolted to sit upright on the counter, clutching his head. Pepper and Slim rush out of the office to see what happened.
What is it?
What happened? Is everyone okay?
I am rapidly perishing. My head is full of heavy, dark clouds and pain.
They all look at each other in what's that sitcom way where they know Skagnorg is silly. Skagnorg continues to moan.
What did I tell you? You should have slowed down with the wine last night.
Maybe a little hair of the dog?
Why, Peppermint, aren't you full of surprises?
Pepper goes back into her office, opens the bottom drawer, and retrieves a bottle of bourbon. She brings it out to Skagnorg.
Mom, really?
Now this is the good stuff, Skag, so no overdoing it. Just enough to get you going. Lottie, hand me that mug.
Pepper pours Skagnorg a cup of coffee, tops it with a generous dose of bourbon, and hands it over.
Here, drink this.
Skagnorg cautiously removes their hands from their head to take the cup, sniffs it, then downs the contents in one gulp.
Careful. Oh my God, careful. It's really.
Skagnorg runs out of the store and we watch as they shove their entire head into a snowbank. Everyone is stunned and just stares. A moment later, Skagnorg pulls their head out, dusts the snow off themselves, and returns inside.
Pepper, that was wonderful. You said you call it bourbon. Is there more?
Not right now, buddy. I think Nick and Clover have some errands to run. Why don't you go tag along with them?
Lottie tries to gesture to Slim to stop talking, but he didn't see her. But Clover jumps at the chance to not be awkwardly alone with Nick.
Yes! Yeah, go shopping! Let's go do it! Nick, Skagnorg, follow me!
Clover, Nick, and Skagnorg leave to go find coats. Lottie crosses to Slim and punches him in the arm.
Ow! Now, what did I do?
Lottie and Pepper shake their heads. Men, am I right? Cut to scene 13, interior, swanky store day. Clover has brought the two to an upscale department store, the nicest in the town. As they enter, Clover addresses the salesman at the door.
One sec, my. Sorry, guys, hold for two seconds. I'm so sorry.
Okay, we're holding.
Men's outerwear, please.
And the group is escorted to a second-floor showroom filled with coats of all kinds. Flannel, wool, down, trench coats, pea coats, parkas. A veritable wonderland of options. Clover and Nick start to peruse, while Skagnorg takes a seat on a fluffy couch and puts their head down on a throw pillow.
I think we'll be able to find you something here. Your coat is definitely not heavy enough. Is it warm enough for the city?
I mean, most of the time, but I hang on to it for sentimental reasons. This is my dad's coat.
That's sweet.
Yeah, right. My mom got rid of a lot of his stuff pretty soon after he died, but I hid this coat so I could keep it.
Oh, that was good thinking.
As they look through the available options, a shop assistant has entered with complimentary refreshments. Assistant.
Champagne.
Champagne.
What is champagne?
It's a type of wine from the
Wine, yes, please.
He takes 2 glasses and drinks them quickly, pauses, and belches ground shakingly.
Do you have more?
Of course. Would you like some pretzels or almonds?
What are pretzels or almonds?
She raises her eyebrows and smiles slowly in that way that only pretentious shopgirls in movies can.
I'll go ahead and bring you some snacks too, okay?
She disappears through a side door. We rejoin Clover and Nick.
Oh, when did your dad die?
When I was 8,
So sorry. That must have been really hard.
yeah, it was. But I think it was worse for my mom. She used to love family. She used to love Christmas, but after he died, she threw herself into her work, and I guess I got swept along with her.
Well, I know a thing or two about getting sucked into family businesses.
I guess that's something we have in common.
I think you should. I think you should get this one.
Clover holds up a blue coat with gold buttons.
The blue matches your eyes.
Just then, they're brought back to reality by a crash, as Skagnorg, while dancing with a store mannequin, has dropped a bowl of almonds through a glass-topped table. They realize it's time to leave.
Oh my God.
I think I like this one.
Yeah, amazing. Let's go.
Nick hands the shopgirl a credit card, while Clover gathers a once more unruly Skagnorg together and takes him out to the sidewalk. Once outside...
Clover, this place is great. You're great. Wine is great. Christmas is so great. I don't think we should destroy and enslave this place anymore. Right? I mean, right, Clover?
Okay. Yeah. Wait, destroy and enslave. No, we're not going to do that. What company are you from again?
Oops, hang on.
Skagnorg turns and throws up into the street. The ground where his vomit landed starts to bubble and smoke.
I feel amazing. Should we get brunch?
Skagnorg walks down the block toward a cafe, which Nick rejoins Clover on the sidewalk.
Everything okay out here?
I have no idea. But Skagnorg thinks we should get brunch.
I could go for brunch.
Okay, let's go get brunch.
And then maybe you and I could have dinner together tonight. Just us?
I think I'd like that.
Guys, bottomless mimosas.
Cut to scene 14, interior Lottie's bed and breakfast day. After a particularly sloshy brunch, the three now friends return to the bed and breakfast, where Pepper is waiting for them. She's working with some young B&B guests as they write their letters to Santa.
Oh, good. You're back. Did you find a coat?
We did. And brunch. Oh, look, letters to Santa. Oh, have you written yours yet?
Ah, yes, Santa. I know him. He is the deity of Christmas. He flies through the air by magic and enters children's homes and leaves things for them because he's been watching them.
Kinda. Sure.
But you have to write to him and tell him what you want for Christmas. Here.
She hands Nick and Skagnorg paper and pens.
Write your letters.
Might as well. Hey, Pepper, where's Slim?
Oh, this time of year, he's always hard to pin down. He gets so involved in his projects. You know how men are.
They all nod knowingly, even drunk Skagnorg.
Nick, Skagnorg, that reminds me, I wanted to give you each something to remember your time here with us.
Pepper pulls 2 folded paper ornaments out of her pocket.
These are traditional Christmas landing ornaments. We used to make them at the factory and sell them, but we realized that most of our ornament business was local, so we stopped selling them and started making them for the folks in town each year.
You give these away too?
Now, I know what you're going to say. It's bad business, but we think it's important to create memories with our friends and neighbors.
No. I think it's lovely. It's very sweet. I'm sorry I was so harsh yesterday.
Thank you, Nick. Well, these 2 are for you.
Thank you, Pepper.
Pepper, this is seriously the nicest thing anyone has ever done for me. I don't know how to thank you enough. You're so kind. So kind. And you're all so kind. And lovely. And pretty. And soft. And warm. What have I done?
Skagnorg sobs up the stairs to the room, and others watch them go.
What is with that dude?
I should actually excuse myself too. Time to call and check in with the office. Clover, I'll see you for dinner.
Looking forward to it.
Nick leaves.
Dinner, huh?
I guess so.
Just remember what he's here to do. I don't want to see you get hurt.
I know, Mom. It's just dinner.
Cut to scene 15. Interior Skagnorg's room, Nick's room, day. Skagnorg collapses on their bed in a puddle of tears. In a few short days, they've come from being determined to spearhead an interplanetary invasion to being distraught at the prospect of destroying Earth. With only one idea, they reach for their communicator.
Command, do you read me? This is Skagnorg. Come in.
Skagnorg, we read you. We received your message about your craft. Are we on schedule for the arrival of the fleet?
We are. But you have to call it off.
What now? Say again? Skagnorg, you are coming through shaky and vulnerable.
This place is different. They have good people and good things. We can't destroy it.
Skagnorg, how much have you been interacting with the natives since your craft landed?
Quite a lot, actually. But
There are rules against that, Skagnorg. For what sounds like exactly this reason. You have become compromised by the native population.
What? No! No, I've never seen things so clearly. We go from planet to planet destroying who knows what for our own gain. It's wrong. There are things here that you wouldn't believe. Soft things. and fluffy things and wine. The wine. You have to stop the invasion. You have to.
No. Skagnorg, you are relieved of duty. When our battalion arrives, you will be apprehended and sent back to Sparrow Prime to stand trial for treason. End transmission.
No!
Skagnorg again collapses on the bed in tears. The display of despair drags on, melodramatically uncomfortable to watch. We can assume this is the first time Skagnorg has ever had a good cry, and man, are they leaning into it. Meanwhile, Nick is in his room, dialing his mother's office on a landline.
Area code.
I'm sorry. Who is this?
It's Nick.
Oh, Nick. Is everything going according to plan?
I wanted to talk about that. I think we can probably keep a lot the same here and still have a pretty successful operation here.
Oh, really? Nick, that's not what we talked about.
Well, I know, but maybe they already have a version of Christmas that will sell. It doesn't look how we expected.
Nick, we agreed on this before you left. The town is stuck in the past, in a world that doesn't exist anymore. I mean, what number are you calling me from right now? There aren't any cell towers there, are there? That town is no use to us as it is. It needs to be rebuilt.
Well, I don't think it's right to tear it down in order to rebuild it. These people have worked hard for this town and their traditions.
Not hard enough. That's why we need to sell. Nick, I don't want to hear this sentimental nonsense. This plan is the plan. We get the paper signed, dismantle their whole operation, change everything we need to change, and then reopen as a state-of-the-art attraction and manufacturing hub. Tailor-made for Christmas success. I knew I should have sent Wilson from down the hall. You know what? I'm coming there.
What? No, Mom.
I'll be there in the morning. I expect to see a presentation detailing your plans for renovation, or you can kiss your future at this company goodbye.
Mom, that's extreme. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. You don't need to.
Tomorrow at 9 a.m., no discussion.
She hangs up. Nick stares at the phone in shock. Now what? Cut to scene 16. Interior, Lottie's bed and breakfast day. Downstairs, Pepper, Lottie, and Clover are putting finishing touches on the Christmas tree when Nick comes downstairs to tell them about his call.
Hey, hey, how's your mom?
Well, you can ask her yourself tomorrow morning.
What?
Yeah. She's afraid I'm not being cutthroat enough with my approach to the sale, so she's coming to see a presentation on everything that will need to be changed for her to see it as profitable.
And how much of the town and factory would need to be changed for her to see it as profitable?
Everything. She wants to move away from paper dolls completely.
That's crazy. Everyone loves paper dolls.
She wants to build cell phone towers and hotels and a theme park. She wants brand deals and advertising. And she wants to bring in her own workforce.
So the jobs in town.
They'd be gone. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do. You need to make the sale, but this is what selling looks like.
Well, maybe not.
What do you mean?
If she's coming all the way here, then we'll have one last chance to win her over. I mean, it might work, right? It worked with you. We can give her a Christmas landing, Christmas Eve, and we can pack the presentation full of what makes this place valuable.
Maybe you could use the changes Clover always wanted to make. You could highlight the app and the subscription service.
That could work.
Of course it'll work. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Pepper rushes out towards the shop.
And we can help you get the presentation together. How long do we have?
Well, should be here at 9 a.m. sharp.
Okay, that's plenty of time. Okay, but I guess we'll need to rain check our dinner.
I think we can figure something out.
Pepper returns out of breath, holding a folder and a flash drive.
Here, this'll help.
What's all this?
This is every proposal you ever made to me and your dad for updating our business. I kept it all.
Even though you hated it?
Oh, I never hated it. I just wasn't ready for it. But you need to use it now. Get to work, you two. Figure out how to sell this town for the magical place it is.
They share a determined, meaningful look. Nick gets his laptop for them to get started, and nobody notices as Pepper picks up the Nick's and Skagnorg's letters to Santa and puts them in her pocket. Cut to scene 17, interior, various, montage, night. Now we montage. We flash between Nick and Clover, who are positive and motivated, and then super exhausted and defeated, and then positive and enthusiastic again. Skagnorg pulling themselves together, finding another mint on their pillow, and falling back into tears. Lottie and Pepper decorating and getting ready for the Christmas Eve tree lighting. Slim poring over maps in a dimly lit room we haven't seen before while smoking a pipe. Nick and Clover are discouraged, then steadfast and determined, then tired. Skagnorg finds the minibar and gets to work on that. Lottie takes cookies out of an oven. Pepper cuts out paper dolls. Slim yells orders into a phone that looks like it came out of a World War II submarine. As the sun starts to come up outside, Nick and Clover, snuggled on a couch, smile as they put the finishing touches on their presentation. Skagnorg, covered in wrappers and empty airplane bottles, snores while lying on the floor of their room. Lottie ties a bow on a gift and places it under the tree. Pepper pours herself a coffee and adds a little bourbon to it. Slim mysteriously gazes out a window as he sips his coffee.
You better get freshened up, Nick. Your mom will be here in no time. Go, hurry.
You're right. I'm off.
Our montage ends with the clock showing 9 a.m. Pippa arrives. Pepper takes her coat and Lottie shows her into a boardroom that is suddenly just off the bed and breakfast lobby. Clover gives Nick's hand a squeeze before he goes in for the presentation. Then Clover, Lottie, Pepper, and Slim wait outside the room for the presentation to end. Cut to scene 18, interior Lottie's bed and breakfast boardroom day.
Well, I can see you care a lot about this, and you really think that updating the paper doll operation and playing into the small town atmosphere will be as successful as our original plan?
I really do. There's a lot of great stuff here. We can keep a lot of the stuff just as it is now.
If that's really what you think, then I guess there's only one thing to do. Nick, you're fired.
What?
Your judgment has clearly been affected by your time here. Maybe you're burnt out, or maybe you're just not pragmatic enough for this business. But thinking that this presentation shows me the best plan, that's not acceptable.
Because it won't work, or because it isn't your idea?
Both. I would have thought you'd better than this by now. Now, what are your plans for tomorrow? Are we still doing Christmas lunch at the Four Seasons?
No, Mom.
Oh, Nick, don't take it personally. This is just a business. Don't let this ruin our holiday.
No, Mom. I think I'm going to stay here for Christmas. Seems like this will be the last traditional Christmas that Christmas Landing ever has. And I want to see that for myself.
Suit yourself.
Pippa stands and leaves the room, finding the Mints and Lottie waiting.
Can we interest you in some lunch, Mrs. Pine?
Oh, no, I have no time for that. My coat, please.
Pepper goes to get Pippa's coat.
Oh, you're leaving already?
Of course. I have to get back to the city.
Of course. Here's your coat, ma'am.
Before handing Pippa the coat, Pepper sneaks Nick's letter for Santa into the pocket. Pippa takes her coat.
Shall I call you a cab?
No, my limo is waiting. Happy holidays, everyone.
Pippa leaves. Nick comes out of the boardroom once she's gone.
Nick, what happened?
She fired me.
She
fired you?
Fired.
Yep.
Fired you.
Yep, she said our plans to keep things the same would never work, and trying to fold new tech into old systems is a waste of time. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Clover crosses to Nick and hugs him.
Hey, it's not your fault. You did everything you could. I guess we just have to accept that maybe everyone doesn't love paper dolls anymore.
They share a quiet moment of reflection. Then Skagnorg starts to come down from his room.
Skagnorg, are your people waiting for you to give them some kind of presentation? Nick just had to give one to his mom.
No. They don't need to be told anything. They are always watching. Like your Santa. They all know. They know all. They are coming.
They are coming. But you don't need to prepare anything for them. So.
They have made their own preparations. I'm so sorry, everyone. I guess we have to accept that maybe every world has to come to an end.
Skagnorg, wine?
Yes, please. Wine.
You guys, come on. It's Christmas Eve. This is a sad day, but it's not the end of the world.
No, that is tomorrow.
Let's celebrate. We have the tree lighting tonight and presents and Christmas dinner tomorrow.
No, you're right, Clover. This is the last chance to have the perfect Christmas Landing Christmas.
It's the last chance to have any Christmas.
So it's like already noon, right? So let's have some lunch and get ready to light the tree. Come on, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Clover.
All right. Yes, let's eat. The potatoes are getting cold.
Potatoes? I love potatoes.
I know you do, you big weirdo.
I'm still very proud of you two.
Thanks, Mom. Wait, where did Dad go?
They realize that Slim has, once again, slipped away. Pepper shrugs and retires to the dining room for a Christmas Eve lunch. Cut to scene 19, exterior, town square, night. Every Christmas Eve night in Christmas Landing, the town gathers in the town square for the tree lighting. Each resident and guest is invited to place an ornament on the tree, and when it's lit, the townsfolk sing a verse of "O Christmas Tree." They do it every year. They love it. This year, the mood is a little sadder because word has gotten around that everything will change after the sale is signed. Things will never be the same, so better have the best last Christmas they can. Skagnorg is deep in their cups, having discovered the creamy holiday treat that is spiked eggnog. Between sobbing sessions, they lament to anyone who will listen how the world is about to end and they're about to be exiled from his home planet and forced into hard labor in the mine of Lorapsum. People find this charming. Lottie and her parents, who've never seen before and will not see again, are huddled together in the cold with their cups of cider, excitedly waiting for the tree to be lit. Pepper is chatting with friends, but keeps glancing around looking for Slim, who is again MIA. And Nick and Clover stand together at the foot of the tree, chatting and staring into each other's eyes.
Nick, I wanted to thank you.
Thank me? For what? I couldn't save your great ideas or your mom's paper doll legacy.
But you tried, and you actually listened to my ideas, which was refreshing and made me remember how much fun I had developing them. I don't know what's next for me, but at least I know I have good ideas. You've given me my confidence back, Nick.
You've given me Christmas back.
I have?
Yeah, you all have. I forgot what it was like to have a family and a community. I miss this. And I miss paper dolls. I love paper dolls.
Everyone loves paper dolls, Nick. Everyone.
This is it, the big moment, the first kiss. They lean in, and as their lips touch, the tree lights up in a brilliant display of sparkling colors. They smile at each other.
Merry Christmas, Nick.
Merry Christmas, Clover.
They kiss again. Cut to scene 20, interior Pine Industries night. Pippa arrives back at her office. She quietly walks to her desk and starts to empty her pockets, her keys, cell phone, and then she finds something she wasn't expecting, a note. She opens it up and reads.
Dear Santa, it's been so long since my last letter, I hope you haven't forgotten about me. All I want for Christmas this year is to have a Christmas again. I haven't really felt a happy Christmas since before my dad died. I know my mom works hard, but it would be nice to feel like I matter to her as much as her work does. Anyway, how are things with you? Give my love to the reindeer. Love, Nick Pine.
She considers this note for a few moments and then picks up her desk phone.
Angela, call the car back. Get the jet refueled. I'm going back to Christmas Landing to see my son.
Cut to scene 21, interior, around the bed and breakfast day. We start in Skagnorg's room. It's Christmas Day, the day of the attack. They haven't slept at all. eyes on the sky, anticipating the arrival of their fleet. They know they should be enjoying their last moments of freedom, but how can they ignore the impending doom? They sigh, eat another pillow mint, down a minibar bottle, and take one more look at the clouds.
Well, until you arrive, I will live like a native. Come and get me, you alien scum.
Downstairs in the salon, Lottie and Nick are having coffee and waiting for the mints to join them to open presents.
So, did your Christmas wish come true?
No, I think it did.
Pepper and Clover arrive, and Nick stands to take Clover's coat for her.
Still no Slim?
Oh, he's napping. I don't know what he gets up to this time of year, but he's always completely exhausted come Christmas morning.
Should we wait for him to open presents?
No. Oh, he'll be fine.
Skagnorg comes downstairs grinning just as Lottie retrieves a tray of mimosas from the dining room.
Well, you look happy, Skagnorg.
I am horribly sad, but I am determined to have a good Christmas day, no matter what happens.
I'll drink to that.
Lottie starts to hand out mimosas, but Skagnorg takes 3 of them at once and drinks them, belching as they finish.
Let's get this Christmas started.
Cheers, everyone.
To the best Christmas ever.
The best Christmas ever.
The best Christmas ever.
Just then, the front door flies open. Pippa, totally wasted, storms in.
Nicholas Pine of all the passive aggressive boo, sugar honey iced tea biscuit. What is this?
She holds up his letter to Santa.
What? How did you get that? Mama's private.
Don't pretend you didn't put this in my pocket for me to find. What I love you less than my jaw? Is that what you think?
I didn't give that to you. I have no idea how you got that.
I put it in your pocket.
You. Who are you?
I'm Pepper from Pepper's Paper. I think you have a thing or two to learn about how to treat your family.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. Who fires their son?
Who asked you?
It's getting heated. The women are face to face and ready to come to blows.
Everyone, please calm down. Let's not spend our last moments like this.
Who are you?
That is Skagnorg.
What's a Skagnorg? Dog.
Skagnorg is an alien from Citalopram Prime.
Wait, what?
What?
I knew it.
Yes, I told you this when we met. It is not news. I am not from this world.
Wait, we knew you weren't from here, but we thought you were from, a city.
Where I come from, there is nothing but cities, as far as the eye can see. My people travel the universe looking for smaller planets with slower paces and simpler lives, and lash out at them. We force them into situations that make them uncomfortable and compromise their values. And then we kill them.
But Skagnorg, that's awful.
I've tried to stop my people from invading this planet, but they cannot be dissuaded. There is nothing I can do to stop them.
But there is something I can do.
There is?
It's time you all learn the truth. Come with me.
Slim leads them all out of the B&B and across to the factory, leading them inside into the door marked, "Keep Out, Secret Factory." Pushing the door open, we find ourselves in Scene 22, Interior Santa's War Room, Day.
Dad, what is all this?
I know you're always wondering where I get off to this time of year. The answer is both simple and complicated.
Slim, are you sure you want to tell them everything?
I am. You see, I am Santa Claus.
I knew it!
Each year I deliver toys to boys and girls around the world, and I use my magic to inspire millions of people. But that isn't all. My skills and resources put me in the perfect position to protect the planet from threats. Several weeks ago, my elves and I detected a scout for an alien race.
Was it me?
It was you. We monitored your communications with your home planet, and when you approached Earth to land, we deployed our decoy geese while we trapped your ships in a magnetic beam and brought you down.
That was you. Will it work on bigger ships?
No. But your note gave us more information to prepare.
My letter to Santa. You got it.
I did. And if there's one gift I can give you, Skagnorg, it's saving the world.
Slim pushes a few buttons on a wall panel and the floor opens up. Up from below comes a sleigh. But it's no ordinary sleigh. Aerodynamic, rocket engines, mounted missiles. This is a spaceship fighter. Slim straps on a fighter pilot helmet and turns to his wife.
I'll be back for you.
Slim kisses Pepper before climbing into the sleigh. Overhead, the ceiling splits open to allow for the sleigh's vertical takeoff. As the sleigh prepares to head into the atmosphere, where Santa will undoubtedly vanquish the alien threat, Slim waves to his family and friends.
Today, we celebrate our Christmas Day.
We watch as he launches into space, just as the hull of a gigantic spaceship becomes visible in the sky. Cut to Scene 23, Exterior, Space Battle, Day. Santa heads directly towards the alien craft. On its control panel, we see a switch labeled Arm Nuclear Weapons. He flips the switch. As he nears the alien craft, our POV switches inside.
There is a small craft incoming. It should be of no consequence. Open the missile bay doors to begin aerial bombardment.
Outer doors on the spacecraft open and Santa seizes his opportunity, firing his nuclear weapons straight into the open missile bay. The spaceship explodes immediately. It starts a chain reaction and the other ships in the fleet that we haven't even seen yet also explode. Santa dodges the burning debris as we listen to Skagnorg's letter to Santa.
Dear Santa, I extend to you all appropriate tidings and worship your unparalleled power. I write to you with guilt over the coming destruction of your planet. My people will arrive on Christmas Day. The advanced ship will have enough firepower to decimate the landscape. They can be stopped, but only if the advanced ship is destroyed. I would do it, but my ship is in pieces in the snow. Once the first ship is destroyed, the others will assume a tactical loss and a self-destruct order will be triggered in the other ships. I hope you can do something to stop them. Love you. Skagnorg.
Author's note. Listen, I know it's convenient, but if George Lucas can have the Death Star be so vulnerable, then Santa can destroy a hostile aliens with one switch. Santa deftly maneuvers around the falling debris, descending back towards Earth and lands in Christmas Landing.
Santa, you did it!
Couldn't have done it without you, my friend. You saved this planet.
What the hell is going on?
I have no idea. Mom, is that Santa?
Yes, dear, but let's focus. Pippa, are you still going to buy this company?
No, you people are out of your minds. Small towns are way too wild for civilized people.
She stumbles to the shop floor and sits down. They rush to follow her. Scene 24, Pepper's Paper, Day. Catching up to Pippa.
You're not going to buy? No. We need that.
No, we don't. Slim, now that our secret is out, I'd like to make my own Christmas wish. Can you save the company?
Everyone looks to Slim hopefully.
What? Honey, if I could do that, I would have done it years ago. I can't just make money appear.
Oh.
Mrs. Pine, hi, I'm Clover. I'm in love with your son. And this is a very off day for us here, and you can, I'm sure, forgive my mother for her aggression earlier. We all almost died. Is there any way that I can convince you to go through with the sale?
You two in love? You met 3 days ago?
We've had some rough patches, but yes, we're in love. And we're getting married.
Jesus Christ, all right. Listen, I'll give you 2 and your town business. I'll give you 2 this town as a wedding present. How's that? I don't want anything to do with it. Take care of this mess yourself.
Music swells as Clover turns to Nick, who places a paper ring around her finger. They kiss.
So wait, you are buying it?
Yes, but get me out of here. Nick is in charge. I'll see you for Easter.
Pippa leaves.
Your Christmas wish come true?
It did.
Pepper has poured shots of bourbon for everyone to celebrate the engagement, the holiday, and the interstellar victory. Skagnorg has mixed emotions.
All my people are dead.
That reminds me, Skagnorg, Christmas Landing's fine dining establishments will need a sommelier.
What is that?
That's someone whose whole job is wine.
Skagnorg beams and hugs Nick. They all huddle closely together in that semicircular way that nobody does in real life, but that allows the audience to see them all shoulder to shoulder, smiling and happy together. Slim turns to the camera.
Merry Christmas to all. And keep your fucking hands off my planet.